Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. So, a couple of days ago, I did my top 5 goalkeepers in my lifetime. You guys wanted me to continue it, so I will. This one is top 5 defenders. I thought maybe we should do top 5 as in centre backs, and then top 5 right backs and top 5 left backs, because otherwise I have to leave out some really good players, and I don't want to do that. So we'll start off today with centre backs. Okay, there's been some fantastic centre backs for West Ham. There really, really has in my lifetime. I've seen some top centre backs. So in at number 5, guys, for me at centre backs, I think I have to go for Ginger Collins. Absolute warrior of a man. You know, he's put his body on the line. A good goal scorer as well for a centre back. Really got West Ham. I think he fell in love with the fans. He fell in love with the team. Always speaks so highly of the club. He had a great partnership with another Welshman at one point, Danny Gabardon. And he's been a good partner for anyone he's played with. You know, you could argue someone like Craig Dawson has, you know, took up that mantra of being sort of the new Ginge, and, you know, just not technically the best player, but just a complete and utter hard-working workhorse, body on the line. One of the best in the air at one point. He really was. You couldn't get a header past him back in the day. He won absolutely everything. I remember sitting there, season ticket, going, "Oh, Ginger's won another one. Ginger's won another one." He absolutely immense in both boxes in the air. Yeah, and he's my number 5, definitely. Ginger Collins for me is you know, an absolute animal of a player. Number 4, I'm going to go for Ian Pearce. Ian Pearce, what a player. Started as a striker and played a couple of times for West Ham up there. He's a proper what-if player, he is, because if he wouldn't have got the injuries he would have got, I think he would have gone on and been like a club legend. I really do. I rate him that highly of how good he was. He scored some absolute crackers for us as well. Really good on the ball, you know, for a centre back. So calm as well. Such a calm defender. You know, unfortunately had so many bad injuries in the end that it cost him. You know, he was on the brink of the England team at one point. And it's just a big shame for him. There's not much to say about him because obviously injuries did hinder him. But in terms of ability and what I see as a player, he was fantastic. He really was. Before I get into my top 3, I think I have to give some honourable mentions that, you know, haven't quite made the top 5. You've got to be looking, you know, honourable mentions is Igor Stimac. Igor Stimac for me was one of the best defenders I've seen at West Ham, honestly. Such a fantastic passer of the ball. A real hard Croatian guy, you know, proper top quality player. And again, that was during that 99 era. You know, we had a really good defence then in terms of the centre backs. There were some top players there. He's one in there for me. Gabardon, really good player until his injuries. You know, he was a really top centre back. Anton Ferdinand scored one of the best goals I've ever seen from a defender against Fulham. Then you've got, I'm trying to think of a few more here. Elliot Ward was a decent defender, you know, in the championships. Tonks, I did like Tompkins. I thought he was a decent player. You know, maybe sold at a slightly wrong time. I think he could have still done a job for West Ham, Tonks. Some of like the lesser ability ones, people like Neil Razor Ruddock for the Arsenal game. Obviously, famously got Patrick Vieira sent off. Javier Margas, do you remember, the man who dyed his hair claret and blue? Hayden Fox, famous for other things, allegedly. Hanu Tinian, the guy who was made famous from one goal clearance. He was a decent little player. I don't know why we signed him. Didn't sign him, sorry. You remember Manuel da Costa as well? I liked him. I thought he was a decent player. He's gone on to have a half-decent career. I thought he was a good player. I liked him. I don't know what you guys thought of him, but I quite liked da Costa. You got Christian Daly, you know, I want curly hair too, scoring one of the goals that, you know, is synonymous in our history, recent history now, you know, against Ipswich. That goal was really, really important. Thomas Repka as well, centre back and right back. I suppose you could put him into two categories there. Other ones that, you know, I've had a affinity for. There's so many. Roger Johnson. God, if we're making an awful list, it's a bit easier to make the awful list as well, you know, because it's not as harsh leaving players out. Pogatetz as well. Do you remember him? Jesus Christ. So yeah, my top three now. I think I have to go for, at number 3, I'm going to go Rio. You know, his youth career was fantastic for us. Become the most expensive teenage defender. You know, was well on to be like the next Bobby Moore. Such a graceful player. Used to bring the ball out beautifully. Was, you know, went on to have a fantastic career. Won everything. Won absolutely everything. Played for England so many times. A true, you know, fantastic product of our youth academy. What a wonderful player. What a wonderful player he went on to be. Just thought of another honourable mention before I do my top 2. Slaven Bilic. What a centre back he was. You know, real top quality centre back he was. He was fantastic player. In at number 2, Oggy. I think Oggy has been fantastic for West Ham. I really do. There were shaky spells in his career. You know, there were times where I thought, oh, maybe we should sell him. But you know, he's gone on and proved me wrong. And right, he should have been Hammer of the Year last year. Arguably, you know, was well on to be Hammer of the Year this season as well. You know, there's a reason why he was Juventus centre back. He is immense. He is truly fantastic centre back. Really vital cog in what we're trying to create at West Ham at the moment. An absolute leader of a man as well. Brings a calmness. Yeah, wonderful centre back, Ogbonna. I'm a big fan. And finally for me, guys, in at number 1, this is controversial, but purely on, you know, an impact he's had on me. And listen, he's going above names like Rio. Rio had a brilliant career at the beginning. Ogbonna's had that. He was good, went down, went really good. Ginge was fantastic. Ginge maybe could have even been number 1 for me, potentially. But at number 1, I've got to put Winston Reid in there, guys. I really have to. There's some of the performances that guy's put in recent memory for me were magnificent, you know, and he's synonymous for the last ever goal at Upton Park. For that reason alone, he goes in for me. At times as well, obviously, Winston Reid was linked with the likes of Liverpool. He was linked with the likes of Arsenal. He was, in his prime at West Ham, one of the best centre-backs inside the league. He really was. I was a huge fan of him. It's such a shame, again, another one, too many injuries towards the end of his career. You know, he would have been at the club like nearly 10 years now and would have been looking at a testimonial, and he hasn't played for the club for nearly 2-3 years, and really hasn't played much since that last ever goal against Manchester United at Upton Park. But he is one of the best centre-backs I've seen at West Ham in terms of, again, goal-scoring ability, could bring the ball out, body on the line, leader of men. Started a bit shaky, didn't he, when he came in? Avram Grant actually brought him in at right back. But he was, again, synonymous in that championship year. Got us back up, kept us there. So, yeah, number 1 for me, guys. Bit controversial, but purely just on their memories of that last game at Upton Park and his joy and that moment. It has to be Winston Reid. Come in your minds. Keep believing. Give me your list. Let's go.